Welcome back. A lot of new interesting topics for women, entrepreneurs, and for more success stories and how to reach and what has changed in the past. So, ma'am, can you help us out with the woman in the past, woman in the present, and what is going to be women's role in the future? Can you just distinguish that how they have evolved and how the success growth has happened?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question actually. And I feel women in the past have always been tried, been in a box. उनको
There was
कुछ
a lot of a
exposure
society
नहीं था.
pressure. There was a lot
Yeah,
of society pressure, family pressure, relationship pressure. They were just allowed to do certain things. There were restrictions.
yeah.
There were no opening edges, and there was no mindset which was open to the world. But how it has evolved and what has supported this?
Yeah, so it's just like I'll give an example of a flower. How the flower before it blossoms, it stays in a bud. So
Yes.
women have always been like that in the past. Now in the present, they have finally started blooming out of that shell and trying to take their own identity in the world. That's happening. And now in the future, what will happen is that they will start growing their own trees beautifully, and the world will see them in a much larger way than they ever did before. And I'll give you an example. Like, for example, earlier, boxing was not something which was widely recognized, and women in boxing were not known at all. But now, in the present, we know people like Mary Com, who everybody admires and want to be like her. Even families see her as a role model and want to put their children into boxing if they want to. And in the future, they might even have academies for female boxers everywhere, and everybody will be encouraged, to get into it if they have to. So what I'm now seeing is that people, women especially, they are trying to create their own identities in the work that they are in the present, and from that identity, they will create big institutions in the future. Right now, also, of course, it happens, but it's at a smaller scale.
It's like what you master, you need to teach.
Exactly. And we will have so many role models from the present now for the younger generations to look up to, that the future looks very much bright because all the young women are extremely enthusiastic, driven, and curious to create something larger than life. And I see so many of them, extremely driven and ambitious when I go to schools and colleges to speak to students. More than men, it's the women asking questions and raising hand these days. So it's
So
quite
the
a
hunger
change.
to grow, hunger to prove yourself, hunger to be successful, hunger to be known in the world is very much now in the woman. So that is the evolvement which has happened from the past mentality to the present.
Yeah.
And where do you see this present where woman is everywhere? Like she's in sports, she's in talent, she's in acting, she's in banking, she is in all the industries which are into developments, IT, business, properties, very much internationally properties. I mean, wherever intelligence and beauty is needed, women are always there,
Yeah.
and at a good post too.
Hmm.
Plus, they have got leadership qualities. I appreciate all the developments and all the successful women who have really evolved themselves. And where do you see the future going for women, the respect, the level of the confidence, and how does it grow, or where do you see them?
Hmm. You know, earlier also, not a lot of female-centric films were created in the media because everybody thought कि अगर मेल कोई हीरो दिखाया तो वो पिक्चर बिकेगी, पर ऐसा नहीं है. Today, so many people want to associate the, hero power with a female leader, and that could be even in media, even in the corporate space, everywhere. So I feel कि लोग पैसा usually male leadership पे लगाते थे अब तक, पर आगे जाके फीमेल लीडर्स पे भी बहुत पैसा लगने वाला है. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल इन वुमेन क्रिकेट आल्सो people
Oh
spoke
yes,
about
very
pay
proud about
parity.
the Indian team.
Exactly. People spoke about the pay parity, that female cricket leaders don't get paid as much as male do. But I feel it's going to be very much equal now in the coming years, because people are seeing the worth and the value that they bring to the nation and the pride that they serve to the nation. So I feel media plays a big role in anything to change in the society.
Yeah, of course, because media is the medium from which it reaches to the world. And the right thing which is successful, which is good, is to be portrayed to the world to take it more further. And certain stories like these, like especially the Indian cricket team, which congratulations, they won the World Cup, and it's such a motivational achievement they've got for the other back people or other women, young youth players who really want to really, now they want the blue jersey and they want to
Yeah.
play the World Cup. So that's a motivation. So success is a motivation, and especially being a woman, I think seeing another woman successful, that growth or the
Yeah.
fire is ignited.
Correct. Correct.
So you think the percentage is going to grow in the future?
Yeah. 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 Very much. It's already growing. It's gonna like grow more than expected.
How many women would you like to inspire in your life?
I don't ever quantify it, but even if one person gets inspired from whatever I do, I think that's good success for me. I don't want like millions of people to follow me. I just believe in
They're
the
already
quality.
following, yeah, but
Yeah.
so what is your one best thing that you want to give as a mantra
Huh.
to be successful as a woman and to the woman?
I think it's very important to not lose your own independence even after marriage. Because a lot of women who I know were so self driven and independent before they were, uh, married, but they change completely after marriage and they immerse themselves into the lives of their partners and lose themselves. And I feel like that is what differentiates the successful women in longer term than the unsuccessful ones. A lot of people just leave their careers, their jobs, just because their spouses or their families want to. I mean, what about their own dreams and ambitions? So people who do not do that, we can clearly see where they have reached. So I really would advise that be a woman of your own self even after you get married, even after you have all the things in the world to you, but don't ever start losing yourself, or don't even be financially dependent on someone so much that you have to do everything that they say. Be financially independent. That's very important.
So that's an excellent tip. But that motivates me to make another episode and a new topic to continue on relationships of men, women, and the society. So stay tuned. We're not going anywhere.